What's going on, guys? It's GBP baby. Welcome back to another video. I hope everybody's doing well, and yeah, let's jump straight into things. So we're going to start on the daily, and as you can see, we did wick up into the range I was talking about yesterday, this inversion fair value gap, which is delineated right here in this box. We failed to take out this buy side liquidity, which is quite a bearish signal for price. It's showing that price is failing to take out any kind of premium PD arrays in terms of, buy side liquidity, and it also supports our idea for a bearish bias of wanting to see sell stops get targeted. So hopefully you've watched yesterday's video. If you haven't yet watched that, go check it out. Nonetheless, moving into the new day, we are now going to use the daily to try and delineate some PD arrays that we want to help send price lower. So we have this long wick now, and you'll see that the midpoint of that lines up with the low of that inversion fair value gap I spoke about in yesterday's video. So let's get that drawn out. We'll make that dashed like so, and this is going to be the very highest I want to see price trade in the new day to help send it on lower and start thinking about running out these relative equal lows below here, and then into our weekly bearish fair value gap, which I spoke about in yesterday's video. So again, if you haven't watched that video, go check it out. Nonetheless, let's go to the 4 hour, and you'll see how we ran up and traded up into this gap right here. Just tapped into that, and price has been turning away since and trading on lower. Now we haven't quite taken out this low yet, so this isn't a bearish order block yet, and that also means that this down close candle is not a breaker yet. However, if we are to trade on lower, which is what I want to see in the new day, I will be looking at this breaker to help provide resistance, because we'll have a high, a low, a high, a high, and this is a anticipated breaker, right? So we can draw out this range, and then as we drop down to the low time frame, I'll be looking inside of this range to see, okay, what could dollar create a premium in to start looking for shorts, with the expectation to start running for our sell stops. So let's go to the 1 hour, and you'll see I'll have my daily dividers up as well. Gorgeous day. You can see we did just about miss the breaker high. If you remember yesterday's video, I drew out this level because I wanted to see this. I was stating how if price stays above it, I'm happy to be long, and you can see that delivered nicely. Again, failing just about to take out those highs, but that's fine because it's showing bearishness. And nonetheless, moving into the new day, I want to see, can we now start to expand lower? So remember, this is that 4 hour down close candle. I'm going to mark out the midpoint of that, and as we drop down to the low time frames, we can see some more, hopefully find some more PD arrays that price may want to use to key off of to help send it lower. Now, because this is still a breaker, low, high, lower, low, we need to make sure that price trades through it. So as price is delivering to the downside, I want to make sure it pushes through it and uses the levels inside of it, for example the midpoint and the low of it. I want to see it key off that to send it down into Monday's lows. So I'm still going to use it because it acts almost as a buffer for price, which is completely fine. And I would like to think that Tuesday has created the high of the week, because that will be classic, and that can help set us up moving into Wednesday and Thursday. If price fails to get through this breaker, we could still run out that Tuesday high, but I'm looking and anticipating price to trade through it. So this time I want to see it get disrespected. So let's go to the 15 minute, and you'll see how we created that high, and then price has just been traded on lower since. So again, as price retraces back into this range, I'm looking to see, okay, is there any opportunity for us to start looking for shorts? Well, we have some nice bearish order blocks inside here, as you can see, and again that midpoint from yesterday, which is the very highest I want to see price trade before trading on lower. Any higher than this, then it's likely we are going to run out those Tuesday's highs, but I'd like to think that enough resistance can be made to help send price lower. So I hope that all makes sense on dollar. Definitely want to see the high get made in London session, ideally with the 8:30 news sending price lower into that lows and towards our weekly bearish PD array. So hope that all makes sense. Let's continue on to GBP USD. We'll start on the daily here as well. Now the daily's looking very ugly, but you can see we did wick down into the range I delineated. We didn't get as deep as I anticipated, which is fine. Why? Because it's showing us strength, and you can see on the 4 hour how we've now closed above this up close candle right here. This is significant because, again, similar to dollar, I'm going to be looking at this to act as like a breaker to help send us up into our highs here, and then I know that there are some premium fair value gaps up here as well. So let's just get those drawn out. We have this nice target right here, and we do have high impact news on pound at 2 a.m. I believe, so we do need to be very wary of that, but I'll be looking to see if price can start drawing towards this fair value gap on the 4 hour. Now In order for it to do that, obviously we have to create some kind of low. This dashed line, I do believe I drew this out yesterday. Let's see what it's from. I believe it's from a weekly PD array. Again, if you haven't watched yesterday's video, go check it out. Right, so you can see that that dashed line is the 25% level of this wick. This is significant because what that means now is on the 1 hour, this should provide support for price. So you can see we traded down, created a nice discount. Also, potentially the low of the week, running out relative equal lows below here. Where is that Sunday opening? Sunday's opening's there. I'm looking for us to get above that tomorrow. But nonetheless, I want to see can price hold itself. So I want to see this level get respected. We do have a breaker kind of forming, low, high, lower, low, and we haven't taken out that high just yet. But when we do, we'll have a breaker. It'll be the last up close candle. So again, I'm looking to see, okay, can this range provide support for price to help us get above that Sunday opening price and into the premium to start creating the expansion for the week. If we trade below that level and, you know, dollars showing more strength than we anticipated, then and only then would I expect this range to actually get traded into, which is what I was talking about yesterday. But there's no reason we should expect that, because why? We've traded into it, we've come off it with quite a lot of movement. We have high impact news at 2 a.m. and we ran out sell stops below Monday's lows, and we have a bullish bias. So there's not really any reason for price to come back down, right down into this discount as of now. So that's why I'm just going to be watching this range very carefully to make sure it does provide the support we need. Again, any lower than this level, I'll be very wary and probably stay away, and allow price to trade deeper into this, you know, fair value gap that I have delineated. And in that case, we'll probably run out that low right there and start getting towards these lows. But ideally, I'd like to think that we can start to see continued support. So I hope that all makes sense. Let's go to Euro. It'll make a lot more sense if you go watch yesterday's video, if you haven't watched it already, purely because I explained what I wanted to see there. Nonetheless, you can see how Euro delivered absolutely gorgeously. Again, we didn't quite take out the sell stops, but that's fine. Why? Because it's showing us a willingness to want to trade higher. We traded down, filled this fair value gap right below the lows, which I called out yesterday. And then since then, we've been trading on higher. And now we're looking for our buy side to try and get targeted. So let's see if we can start working our way up towards that. Again, we can look at the range of this. I believe this is a weekly wick, and we're at the 25% level right now. So we're going to likely consolidate around there. Nonetheless, on the 1 hour, you can see how we came down, traded down into a bullish order block, and since then I've traded on higher. So we do have an inversion fair value gap now, and I am going to get rid of this range just to make it a bit cleaner. This is an inversion fair value gap. Why? Because we delivered on the downside and now we've closed on the upside. So again, we're looking for this range to provide support. So if Euro returns back into here, we want to see it hold price to help send it on higher and start working towards our Monday highs. That's how I'm looking at price. If we get below that 50% level, that likely means that dollar is going to be trading back up towards its premium and towards those Tuesday highs and potentially those relative equal highs. Other than that, there's no reason for that. There's no reason to expect that, as we want to see continued support so we can start getting in on the expansion for the week. So I hope that all makes sense, guys. Definitely go watch yesterday's video. Don't forget to smash subscribe, drop a like, drop a comment, and I will be doing a live stream on Sunday. It's looking like it's going to be at 8 p.m. London time. So definitely join me for that. I'll be doing some back testing. But yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.